All right, greetings and salutations, everyone. Welcome to the Crypto Truth, where I give you the truth as I see it. Okay, today I kind of had a slight revelation for myself. You guys can make your own decisions. I watched AMA 39 again, and from what I've gathered from there, and then also what's been going on now, I am going to make the decision that me personally, this is not me, this is not for everyone. Remember, I'm not a financial advisor. You guys can do whatever you want. Just make sure you do your own research. So for me, I'm not going to exchange my Holofuel my hot token into Holofuel. And I'm going to tell you guys why. So after watching AMA 39, which I'm going to put in the link down below, and this time I will remember. I apologize for the last time. So, how should I say this? When Holofuel, let's look at the use case for Holofuel. So Holofuel is going to be used for hosts or developers, for developers to purchase, to use Holofuel to give or to transfer as a transaction to hosts. So developers are going to pay the hosts Holofuel. However, when the hosts receive Holofuel, they are going to turn that into the hot token. Keep in mind though, when you exchange your hot token into Holofuel, you can never turn your you can never get your Holofuel into the hot token. So once you've given up your hot, that's it. Unless you are a host. If you are a host, after you earn Holofuel, you can exchange your Holofuel into the hot token, and therefore, move it to wherever you like. So it appears to me that what's happening is that everyone that wants to make money or make some kind of profit from their holoports are going to be receiving Holofuel, but they're going to be changing that into the hot token in order to go into whatever cryptocurrency, but it doesn't have to necessarily be cryptocurrency. According to AMA 39, later on, obviously this is not going to happen immediately, and that's why they're giving the whole 6-month thing, but I think things are going to be interesting even then. So right off the bat, I think I've stated this before, and I'm pretty sure, but I'm gonna wait. They said no less than 6 months. I'm gonna wait 3.5 months to see where everything goes, where you can swap it one for one. But here's the thing: the hot token has a total value of 177 billion. That number is not going to go up. Holofuel, however, because of its it's going to expand and contract due to supply and demand. It's going to stabilize and it's going to be worth X amount of dollars according to your local currency. So you can possibly have a stable coin, exchange your Holofuel into a stable coin, or exchange your Holofuel into, not necessarily needing to go through hot or receive hot. You can exchange your Holofuel into whatever currency that's available to you in your jurisdiction. But here's the thing: unless all of the governments at the same time say, hey, we're all just going to use a stable coin and we're going to be able to allow that on Holochain. Unless that happens, it's not going to work. So at the end of the day, hot will always be used, but also hot is never going to go up. It's always going to stay the same. Now, I do realize that the hot token, there's a lot of hot tokens, 177 billion. I'm not sure what's going to happen, because you guys have to remember, immediately afterwards, when people start earning their Holofuel, they're going to want to change that into, now they stated that some of the exchanges will have Holofuel, right? But which exchanges are going to have Holofuel? And especially if you're in the United States, do we think that Coinbase or Kraken or Binance already has a hot token? I don't know if they're looking to put in to use Holofuel. So when we look at it that way, the hot token is kind of sort of always going to be used for a very long time. Now, I shouldn't say a very long time. It really depends on how long the governments and the local authorities, municipalities actually, adopt Holochain, right? Or allow Holochain. So, and then we have it to where, would governments even want to do that in the first place? Why not just go ahead and use Holofuel, right? That's the thing. Or use the hot token. Say, hey, we're just going to adopt the hot token. Forget about it. Leave it at that. So things are going to be very interesting, and I don't think that they know exactly what's going to happen. But here's what I think is going to happen. And by the way, you guys, I am no seer. This is just my guess. If I'm wrong, I want to know you guys' opinions. Like, I just want to know. But this is just my own personal opinion. Please, please, please get that through your thick skulls. This is just my personal opinion. What I believe is going to happen is right afterwards, many people are going to use their hot token and turn it into Holofuel, not realizing that they're not going to be able to get that hot back. They're not going to be able to switch it back. If you guys have to remember, and some of you guys might not even know this, but the hot token is going to be around even after Holofuel comes out. So the hot token is still going to be used. How? Obviously, if we're doing something worldwide, there has to be an outlet. All exchanges are not going to use Holofuel. So that's one of the things that they talked about, is that if the exchange wants to have Holofuel, they're going to have to run a Holofuel node. And they're going to have to operate through that. And that's something that they were talking about. That's something that's a little bit different. So now, what I'm thinking, and I've stated this before, but now I'm really starting to, it's really starting to come together for me. The hot token is really going to be used. Obviously, it's a reserve currency, right? So, but here's the thing. Once you give up your hot, you can't, and you're exchanging. So you got to remember this as well. And I know I'm bouncing around, but I'm kind of curious as to what other people have to say about this. You have to remember that Holofuel is for micro transactions. So I'm not sure if you have 1 million hot that you're going to get. Well, you will get 1 million Holofuel tokens, but what does that exactly mean? You see what I'm saying? And not only that, but once you exchange it into the, let's say, okay, many people out there on the holoports, they want to make money, right? That's the whole thing. They want to earn extra cash. Well, if they want to earn extra cash and make extra money, they're going to have to turn their Holofuel into the hot token. One thing that wasn't stated, here's something very interesting. They did not say that Holofuel would be exchanged into the hot token 1 for 1. Pay attention. They said that your hot token can be exchanged into Holofuel 1-to-1, which means that after you exchange it into Holofuel, and let's say, and by the way, if you're not an app developer, or if you're not using your Holofuel, because that's the only way you can use it, it's the only reason why you would even need it in the first place, is to is to pay a host, right? So there's going to be a lot of transactions that's going to be needed to do that. Excuse me, you guys. I'm sorry. I'm going to decline this call real quick. I apologize. Okay. So there's going to be a lot of things in which, a lot of transactions in which you're going to do that, which means that it's going to be a large number, a huge number. By the way, it's going to be stabilized. Let's keep that in mind. But it's going to be supply and demand. So it's going to be a huge number of Holofuel available. And remember, this is for microtransactions. So I don't even know. Like, it's always going to be zero. I don't know the calculations for all of that stuff. It's complicated. All I know is that if as far as hot is concerned, the hot token, it's always going to be there, and they're never going to add any more, which means that the value of the hot token is going to constantly rise, wherein Holofuel, the value of Holofuel, we don't know where it's going to go, but once it gets to a certain point, it's going to stabilize. So again, the hot token could actually be used for other things as well. Who knows? There's other things that the hot token can be used for. It is an ERC20 token. So, but people are always going to be earning the hot token because they're trying to make money from hosting, and they're going to be able to do this after, I believe they said after beta. So after the 6 months is over with, right? After the 6 months is over with, we're going to get to a point to where you're going to have to make a decision, because at that point, and I'm just saying, they say 6 months, they said at least 6 months, but after whatever time it is, we're going to have to make a decision on whether we want to exchange our hot into Holofuel, or do we want to, because we're going to exchange it, but it won't be 1-for-1. That's the thing. Or do we want to keep our hot and let our hot stay, and it just either slowly or quickly rise? But what do we know from hot is not even being used right now. So what's going to happen when all of these, when everyone who transferred their Holofuel or hot token into Holofuel, and then they start paying these hosts, the hosts are going to start translating those into the hot token. And by the way, you can't earn. This is important, you guys. This is very important. You cannot earn the hot token unless you are a host. Right now, we can have the hot token because we're already pre-purchasing it through an exchange, and it's already there. But once that's over with, once Holofuel is available, only those who currently have hot and those who are earning hot are going to be able to receive hot. You're not going to be able to go in an exchange and say, oh, well, I'm just going to wait until this pops off and then I'm going to purchase hot. That's not how it's going to work. So, people, like I said, I'm just a regular guy. I'm just a regular financial guy, like a regular investor, not a financial guy. I'm just a regular investor. I'm a regular human being. I could be wrong on this. I could be stating something wrong. I don't think I am. But if anybody wants to correct me, please do in the comment section. But what I think is going to happen with the hot token, I believe is something serious, because a lot of people are saying, oh, well, I can't wait for Holofuel to come out, and I'm just going to exchange my hot token into Holofuel. Well, you can go ahead and do that, but what are you using that Holofuel for? If you're not purchasing, and by the way, you better hope, and that's the thing, you better hope that your Holofuel, that you've exchanged your hot token to a Holofuel, you better hope that wherever region that you're in or wherever you are, you're able to receive or exchange that Holofuel into a fiat currency or whatever, because it really depends on what exchange you're in. So me personally, if I'm in the US, which I am in the US, and we have our ERC20 token locked away because, you know, all the other stuff, or in the co-op, wherever, however you have your hot token, me personally, I'm keeping my hot token even afterwards. Now, here's what I will say. Here's the kicker, because this is important, you guys. I know you guys hear me in these long videos, and you're like, man, he don't know what he's ranting and all this kind of stuff. This is not a rant. These are things that you really need to think about. Also, like I said, I'm gonna put AMA 39 into the description so you guys can watch it for yourself. But this is extremely important, okay? Because you have this decision to make. Many of you guys, and I've heard this, I heard some people say with Pundi X that it was like they got 1,000 for every one that they did prior, whatever it was. And honestly, I don't know if that's the case with Holofuel, but it doesn't even matter. With Holofuel, you can't use it. You can't exchange it for another currency unless your exchange has it. So if you guys hurry up and say, well, I'm exchanging my my Holofuel into I'm changing my hot token into Holofuel immediately, be careful. Be careful. Pay attention. Listen to what they're saying. And this is why I waited, because after the AMA 45, I was like, wait a second, hold on. Because we still have even more questions. But at the moment, they were saying that, they're going to handle their own, their own swap, and some exchanges may do it. But what is the purpose of having Holofuel? If you are not a developer and you're not paying other hosts in Holofuel, or you're not receiving Holofuel into your account so you can pay other hosts and stuff like that, then what is the purpose of Holofuel? You have no purpose. So unless you're an investor. So if you're an investor, you have no purpose in having Holofuel. That's me, because I'm an investor. I'm only saying that for us as investors. We really have no purpose in having Holofuel. We have every reason to have the hot token because of the fact that the hot token's value, in which we're hoping will go up as more and more people exchange their Holofuel into the hot token. Oh, and by the way, we don't know where that's going to lead as far as value is concerned, as far as supply and demand is concerned. And that's one of the unknowns that we have. So these are just some things to think about. Please, you guys, do your own research, Take a look at the link down below, and please give me your opinions, because this is something that's important. I believe that everyone who currently has hot should be able to make an educated decision, and this is one of those things. So me personally, I'm making an educated decision to keep my hot and not have it, and I'm not going to turn it into Holofuel. The only way I'm going to turn it into Holofuel is if after 3 or 4 months it stabilizes and I have an exchange that has Holofuel, then I will exchange it. And then I will exchange it 1-to-1, and then I would send my hot to the exchange, and then exchange it for whatever value that it is at the time. So, sorry you guys for the long video, but it's extremely important. I just wanted to give you guys a heads up on exactly what I was thinking. Maybe you guys can have some further thoughts as well. I appreciate you guys if you guys made it this far. This is one of the most important, I know I have like a lot of videos and just informing and everything, but this is one of the most important videos I can make, because this is informing you. I'm just providing some food for thought for you guys before we make a decision and then jump into receiving Holofuel when we really don't understand exactly all the dynamics that's involved with it. So you guys have a wonderful day. Thank you guys. Please, please, please do your own research. Do your own research. And most importantly, what I always say, people, stay safe out there.